Join us as we watch the latest episode of Ted Lasso. Quite an adventure that we're about to have. Myself, I'm Andrew. This is Adam. And I think I pointed the right direction. We're doing this remotely. That's how we've really always done it. It's how we started this channel. Check out our other videos from maybe not the beginning of the channel. I don't know that I'd recommend those. I got to go back. I'll vet that out. But check out, within the last couple years, see what you think. You know how YouTube works. Appreciate any engagement. Give us a comment. We'll have a conversation. Give us a like. All good stuff.
Last week was an interesting episode because we saw Ted not want to throw Nate under the bus, but Beard and Roy did it anyway, to disastrous effects. But I think the real thing that I think that really caught me with last week's episode was him finally telling his ex-wife how he was feeling about things. For him to actually tell her, like, yeah, I don't really appreciate how this has been going down, and you didn't tell me about your relationship. I think that was a big step forward for him. So I kind of want to see if we got any growth with this next episode and the aftermath of that horrible loss last time.
With that said, let's roll. Let's see what we got here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Things go from bad to worse as Richmond welcome Manchester City midweek. They're surely not in form to finally crack the code against their sky blue tormentors as they fall to 9th place.
9th place.
Even with Zava, Richmond eat more ass than your mom.
Buddy, you gotta get off Twitter.
This is a text from my father.
Oh, boy. I
have one quick question for you. Are we ever going to win another fucking match?
We're going to take that ship. We're going to turn around, go against the tide, point that baby right at the North Star and follow it all the way home.
That's north, Ted.
Pretty sure it's that way.
That's what I meant, that way.
No, it's right fucking that way.
You know, I'm discombobulated.
No, you're all wrong. It's that way.
Shoot.
I think.
So what's messing them up more? The addition of Zava or the loss of Nate?
It sounds a lot like Zava because they're basically kind of standing around expecting Zava to solve all their problems.
Yeah,
which
there's no strategy to the offense. It's just give it to Zava, and the team doesn't know how to operate that way yet.
Right. They actually need to lose Zava.
You can. Thank you very much.
Oh, we're bringing that back up again, right?
My shaitan naming armor.
Oh,
What did you say?
You jumbled your words there a bit, my dear.
She's heard that phrase before.
Wanted to share the exciting news that I've started an app. Oh. It's like Banter, but it's better and cooler and actually cares about helping people have sex with celebrities. It's called Starfucker. And yeah, we are looking for investors.
Oh, she's serious?
Yep.
I thought that was the punchline. Like,
you are so passionate, but I have to let you go. I'm sorry, but I know someone as brilliant as you.
What?
What did I do?
No, Keeley. Sorry. That's what I say when you fire Shandy.
Oh, I fell for it too.
Man, how the fuck does Nate bag a baddie like Anastasia?
Maybe she made a bet.
Oh, and like she saw that?
Yeah. Yes. But Nate does not have glasses and a ponytail hiding his beauty. Hey, Zava, what do you think of Anastasia?
I don't. My wife,
of course,
Christina is the only woman I see with clarity. My wife is sexy, but in a girl next door kind of way. Glasses, ponytail, she paints.
Like the girl in Crystal that?
Yeah.
Like what?
It's a mover.
Oh, I don't care about moving pictures. My favorite thing to watch is my wife.
That's what's weird. Didn't his wife want him to play there because she loved The Office? I mean,
shoot.
Man City. I can't believe our white whale has the same name as a strip club where I danced in college.
What's going on, Trent? You got an idea for us?
No, I can't. I'm only here to observe.
Oh, interesting.
Interfere.
I get it.
Do tell, Trent.
You're kind of like one of them sadistic nature documentarians, they won't put down their camera even though they see a poor, defenseless, adorable little injured monkey about to get attacked by a pack of hyenas.
It's not a bad analogy. That kind of ruined it, but all right.
Of course, Beard got into it.
Jesus.
Everything okay, Ted?
Henry got bullied at school this morning.
If we leave right now and connecting flight through Paris. We can be in Kansas by noon.
Best thing you can do with bullies is ignore them. You sneak into their house at 4 a.m., which, statistically speaking, is the hour people are least prepared to defend themselves.
Correct.
You start to beat them with a thick, heavy rope soaked in red paint.
Oh my God.
Confusing the paint for their own blood. I beg you laugh as loud as you can for as long as you can. And then
Oh my God.
you start to beat them again.
May I have a seat?
Leslie, this formality is really freaking me out. Just sit.
Yeah, I'm getting anxious.
If we don't do well against City, we may have to consider, thinking about, possibly, maybe focusing on theoretically changing the manager of our club.
You want to fire Ted?
At what point during any of that did it seem like something I wanted to do?
I can't say I expected him to suggest the firing of Ted.
Yeah.
From Rupert.
My friend Anastasia, she wants you to call her. She was surprised you didn't ask for her number at Bones and Honey.
Well, I don't want to appear too forward.
Yeah, we wouldn't want that. We wouldn't want to like kiss Keeley without any sort of
I really enjoyed meeting you the other night, and I was hoping that we could meet for another drink. Yeah, sorry, Mum, I'm just practicing for the... I think we should meet for another drink. It's more direct. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, thank you.
I thought he was talking to no one, just practicing, and then the fact that it was his mom.
Can you come have a seat, please?
Shandy. Am I getting a raise? I was just let go because some people can't handle working with an innovator. So I'm starting my own PR firm to take this place down. I'll pay you double what you're making here. Who's coming with me? Barbara. I know you're with me.
I couldn't be less with you.
It'd be an interesting snow globe for Barbara if she went with her.
Dan, let's go.
Actually, I'm staying.
Suck my dick.
Well, I'm not going to say it.
No, but you're going to think it.
Yes, often and forever.
Fertility clinic?
The psychic did say what she was going to be a mother, right? She's seeing it as a sign of like that's what's inevitable, or that's what should be coming.
I treat women your age and older all the time.
You do?
Absolutely. I'll have our tech take some blood and do some imaging. Wonderful to see you.
Likewise.
Go, Richmond.
More importantly, no video games before bedtime. Unless it's Animal Crossing. That's just fucking soothing.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. It definitely is.
City are great. They just are. But who the fuck cares? Because so are we. So stop acting like a bunch of little bunny rabbits. Let's fucking do this, yeah?
Yeah! It's as if he were Zava. You see, I'm no prophet. I know. In my heart, in my bones, in my well-defined delts, traps, and glutes, that there is no opponent this team cannot conquer. I literally just said that. You can achieve anything.
Manchester City's going down!
Jamie is getting so annoyed.
Yeah, something's got to give, man. Rinse and repeat with this whole Zava and Jamie dynamic. We got to figure this out.
Ted, Henry wasn't bullied. He was the bully.
What?
Oh, that's even worse.
Quitting time.
I'll see you tomorrow, Dan.
No. I quit. No, I am joking.
Oh, Dan's weird.
No, I'd love to see you tomorrow, Dan. Night.
Oh, thank you.
I wonder what Dan does.
Can I borrow your office to make some calls? Oh, yes, of course, yes. Just don't look in my desk drawer. Don't.
115 straight days, no pee drops on the khakis. New record.
Proud of you.
CalicoCutPants.com. Adam, you don't know what that means, but I'm saying it anyway.
2 questions. Are you ready to leave for the match? And do you smell that awful stench?
Yes. And yes.
Oh my God.
Is that a goat?
Shandy.
Shandy.
Where did that come from?
What's it in Barbara's drawer?
Of course, Nate takes her to this restaurant.
Oh, God.
He's
Nate.
still trying to impress that one girl.
Jade.
Shelley, reservation for 2.
And you, miss? How can I help you?
I love her.
This is Anastasia.
Right this way.
Oh, no, sorry, Jade. We would like the window table, please.
Oh, back to the window, huh?
Oh, Nathan Jelly, the Wonder Kid. Yeah, that's it. Slap me round the face, am I dreaming? The one and only Anastasia in my restaurant. I'm a huge fan of your face and body. Best table in the house.
I just keep watching Jade.
There you go.
She's going to be annoyed with this place. It's his dad's thing. Famous model doesn't care about it.
It's not very nice in here.
Yep, there it is.
And we're off. But where is Zava?
Hey, any news?
Fucking prick's not answering his phone.
Neither is his agent, his manager, his publicist, his trainer, his acupuncturist, his acupressurist, his fecalist, his avocado whisperer.
Fecalist. Avocado whisperer.
Keeley, you're adorable. But I went to the most prestigious boarding school in Denmark. We chugged warm vodka for breakfast.
Is Jack into her? We'll talk about it later.
And this pizza is freshly made at the bakery down the road.
Feed it to me.
Okay.
She's still chewing.
Nate,
Yeah?
can we please leave? I mean, the food is yummy. But it's just so dumpy and sad.
This is where my family celebrated our birthdays, anniversaries. It's where we came after I got promoted as assistant coach at Richmond.
I spit on a mirror in the bathroom.
My friend has a flu, and I have to check on her.
No,
She's ditching him.
Do you need all that stuff to go make a call?
Yeah, you don't take really anyone on a first date to the most meaningful place for you. Retired.
I mean, Zava, so, you know, he's kind of flaky.
Okay.
Not good news.
Right. Yes. And that's what I thought. Thank you.
Something's still going to happen with the mother prophecy. I still think it's a figurative thing, or she'll help with raising someone. I don't know. Keeley? Ted? Sassy? Who we calling? Her mom? Keeley. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
Baklava for 2.
My date had to...
Jade's gonna step up, have some baklava with my boy here, right?
Unless you care to join me. No.
Sure.
Okay.
For some reason, whenever I'm trying to impress someone, I end up sounding like my gran.
You're great.
Okay, well, take a seat.
All right. Panic attack? Really? Oh.
Hey, fellas, it's Henry. Do you mind if I...
Dad, I messed up. And if I just followed your advice, none of this would have happened.
What advice?
If you're angry, count to 10. If that don't work, do it again.
Mr. Higgins, is it true about Zava?
I'm afraid so.
Dang.
Zava has played his last match. I will now dedicate all of my time and all of my...
Mm-hmm. You see the little eye contact there?
Yep.
All right, Ted.
What about Zava? He quit the team.
I mean, technically, he retired from the whole sport, which makes it feel a little less personal, yeah? It's not like we could handcuff him to his locker and make him love us.
We could have tried.
All we need to win are the fellas in this room right now. And all you fellas need to do is believe it. Fact is, it's just a sign.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Guys, listen to me. Belief doesn't just happen because you hang something up on a wall. All right? Comes from in here, you know? And up here, down here. Now, you know what I want to mess around with? The belief that I matter, you know? Regardless of what I do or don't achieve. Or the belief that we all deserve to be loved. Whether we've been hurt or maybe we've hurt somebody else. And look, hey, if you can do that, if each of you can truly do that, can't nobody rip that apart.
There's a lot of merch that depends on that sign going back up, but okay.
Yeah.
Tomorrow at 4 a.m.
Damn fucking right.
We were heading into this episode talking about Zava and that dynamic, and we ended this episode with Zava being taken out of the picture and seeing what that dynamic leaves us with. I want to say we're back to square one, but okay, I guess lessons learned. We saw what happens when you bring a player that isn't on board or subscribing to the Ted Lasso way, to the Richmond dynamic. And now you take them out, and you can appreciate what they had to begin with. I guess I get that. So here we are.
The Zava dynamic had to be short term because everyone got lazy. It's just pass it to Zava. It was never going to work out. He was going to have to leave, whether it was to go to another team, retire, whatever, get injured, whatever. They had to take Zava out of the picture or it wasn't going to mean anything.
I did not see retirement coming, but I thought for sure that guy was going to have to be taken out of the game against his will or, the powers that be beyond what he can control. But here we are. The team's stronger for it. I'm interested to see where it goes. I think Ted, we saw a little bit of evolution with him and talking with Michelle. It was a brief moment with him in this episode, but more importantly, he's finding ways to control and handle himself. And I think that little TED talk at the end of this episode kind of showed that he's maybe potentially back in it. He's got his head on straight. Potentially.
I think he's getting there. Henry reminding him about the count to 10 was something that he almost needed to hear as well. Even though he's not there, he's still having an influence on his son, which is something he needed to kind of get reinforced a little bit in order to get his head back in the game, so to speak.
Jack and Keeley, is it a detour? Is it a bit of a distraction? Is it a bit of a fling? Or is it something that we should be taking seriously? Something that could evolve?
Based on the zoom in on Roy's face,
yeah,
during Ted's speech, when he was mentioning about people who have hurt us or we've hurt, I don't think that, and the fact that Keeley says that their breakup still hurts her too much, the Jack thing feels like a rebound. Also, it's not a good idea for her to be basically sleeping with her boss, and I think that's not a good dynamic for her also. I think it's going to be Roy and Keeley still, and they're going to get back together. I think the Jack is just a fling.
They've clearly not spent a lot of time to make her very interesting just yet. Maybe that's on purpose. Maybe that's to give her a little mystique. Maybe they'll make Jack more interesting. But yeah, I feel like that's a tall order. Not to say that she will end up with Roy or Jamie, but I don't think it's Jack. Rebecca, where ultimately are they going with this idea of her being a mother, assuming the matchbook, assuming the knighting armor, whatever the term was, all those things, coincidence, what have you. But there's a very real reason they're leading to this motherhood thing. They're putting us right on that path. I'm not quite sure how they're going to end that in a satisfactory way. I'm confident they will because they seem very determined to do it. Here we are.
Yeah, but I think the other key part with the Rebecca piece is the fact that both times when she needed to reach out to Keeley didn't pick up. She has tried multiple times to reach out for someone to cling to, and the person she wanted to cling to wasn't there for her. So I think that's another important piece. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with her. But, you know, really for me, I found actually the Nate restaurant scene to be very interesting because Jade, you could tell Jade sees through Nate's bravado when he's trying to be impressive, and she just throws it back at him every single time. And so when she saw that he was stood up or dumped and he let the facade down a little bit, she reached out. So I wonder if she'll also be a little bit of a catalyst to rein in Rupert's influence a little bit.
I'm going to put this out there with Jade because I've been trying to figure her out. I would present the argument, and I feel confident in my own interpretation of this. Listen, I could be wrong, but I feel confident in my interpretation. I think Jade, from the very beginning, back to season 2, saw in Nate what was really there, and somebody that she felt she had I'm not saying romantically, but she had a connection with. And I think from the very beginning, she has seen him act outside of what she knows he really is. You know, those moments where he is the showboat and he's trying to, like, you know, the bravado, as you put it. I think she sees right through it. And it's a moment of like, you're better than this. And I'm waiting for you to actually be real and honest. And I know you will be, but I'm just going to keep pushing back and letting you just do what you're doing. So I don't think she had a change of heart. I think she just finally saw the Nate she's seen from the beginning come out in honesty in that moment.
I do agree exactly with what you're saying here on this. Nate had issues with his father seeing him. Mm-hmm. Ted saw him, but then he thought Ted's eyes weren't on him enough. I think Jade sees him, but it's a much healthier sees him that he needs. It's not a father figure. I think she's a much more healthy, grounded person to see him and recognize him and acknowledge him. And it's what he's been dying for. It's just he's been looking for it in all the wrong places.
Well, and also a mother that I've said before, in my opinion, enables him a bit more than she maybe should. And Nate doesn't have anyone to kind of push back at him in a healthy, as you put it, way. I would have to go back and watch again. But if you were to go back and look at a lot of the scenes with the two of them, her eyes are always on him. She is literally seeing him all the time. When the manager comes out and is just hyping him up and blah, 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 and just running his mouth, and Nate, it doesn't matter. She is always looking right at him, eye contact, just whether it's smirking or just observing. It's going somewhere. And I thought they did a good job with this episode to see, you know, we'll see where it goes from here.
With almost every episode, I love Danny's reactions to almost everything.
Yeah.
You know, it's always,
I don't know what I'm going to do without Zava because of what it does to Danny without him around.
When was the last time we heard Danny say football is life?
That's true.
He's lost
Zava
that.
has been life for so long.
Right. And Higgins just suggesting that maybe it's time to replace Ted. I did not see him being the one to make that suggestion.
I'm glad it was him, though, especially with Rebecca. Really, his direct report, his immediate superior. Like, he tends to, I mean, look what he did with Rupert. He did whatever Rupert said. And even though he, as a happily married man with 5 children, just sat and did nothing about the fact that Rupert was cheating on Rebecca, all that, right? We know the whole history there. The fact that he felt so strongly in his sort of conviction with all this that he sat down and nervously told Rebecca his thoughts. Hey, look, another character with some growth there. And look, everything we're saying, though, by the way, Higgins, Jade, all of it means nothing if Danny Rojas leaves Richmond to go help Zava on his avocado farm. I would be furious if that happens.
Would love to hear your thoughts, your opinions. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next week, you know, we'll be here for another episode of Ted Lasso. So the MVP of this episode was Keeley's cleavage for me. But
okay, all right. I've tried to avoid talking about. I was waiting for a character to bring it up, and I was so mad. Like, I was like, I want to talk about this, but I don't want to see like Barbara or Jack, somebody to just call it out. I thought for sure Shandy was going to do it. And I'm like, cool, I'll be absolved. It would have been brought up naturally in the show. And